Hi guys, you're on vrm24.com and today we'll disassemble the smartphone Xiaomi Black Shark 4 Pro. At the very beginning we need to remove the card tray. For this we take a special tool, insert it into the hole and push out the tray for 2 SIM cards. After that, we need to heat the surface of the back cover to a temperature about 70 Celsius degree or 160 degree Fahrenheit. For this, we use a heating mat. You can use a hair dryer. And after 5 or 7 minutes, we can proceed to detach the back cover. To remove the back cover, we will use a plastic film. This is the protective film from the new display. We insert it into the gap between the middle cover and the back cover and run it lengthwise. Carefully pass around the corners and you can notice that the cover of the cameras is detached separately from the back cover and therefore the back cover is glued around the cover of the cameras. And we open the back cover. We only have a gasket on the cover. And we move on to unscrewing the screws at the top to disconnect the battery connectors, using a 1.5mm Phillips screwdriver or #3O. The screws are different, so we recommend placing them on a special surface in easy to remember order for assembly. Next, we detach the cover. Carefully pry up by the edge and leave the cover. After that, we need to peel off and turn away the protective coating that hides the connectors. We use tweezers with the ceramic tips to avoid shorting anything on the phone. And we disconnect the 2 battery connectors. Then we unscrew one screw that secures the cover of the cameras. And we can pry up and remove the camera's cover with the flashlight elements inside. After that, we unscrew one screw which was hiding the cover of the cameras and which holds the cover with the antennas and upper loudspeaker. And we can pry up by the edge and detach the cover with a loudspeaker. Well, we move on to unscrewing the screws at the bottom. The screws seem to be all the same, but it is still better to place them on a special surface in certain order, just in case. And we can detach the second loudspeaker assembly, which has the antenna tracks on the cover. Then we disconnect the connector of the interboard cable, 2 connectors of 2 coaxial cables and release the cables themselves from the clips on the subboard. After that, we need to unscrew the screw fixing the subboard. The screwdriver is the same, 1.5mm Phillips. Then we hook the subboard from the edge and pull it off. By the way, we forgot to disconnect the headphone jack port connector. We still have the microphone on the subboard. we can disconnect the connector to the display. The charging port and headphone jack port remains in the display frame. Let's move on to disconnecting the connectors for the fingerprint sensor, display connector, charging port connector, interboard cable connector, coaxial cable connector, and release the cable itself from the clips, securing it to the motherboard. And we disconnect the two connectors of the two coaxial cables. Now we can detach the rear cameras. The cameras are slightly glued. We have to be careful. Traditionally, the front camera is glued to the copper heat dissipating foil, which we need to peel off. It is better to hold the cameras by the body so that they don't fly out when detaching. By the way, we were asked not to detach the front camera, unfortunately. After that, we need to unscrew the screw securing the motherboard. The screwdriver is the same, 1.5mm Phillips. And we can remove the motherboard. We make sure that none of the cables in our way and carefully remove it. As we can see, the coaxial cable is still attached to the clips. Finally, we move on to detaching the battery. We need to unwrap the brown tabs A and B and read which one we need to pull. And as it becomes clear from the description, we need to pull the white tab A, but the tab B we need to turn aside so that it doesn't get in our way. Carefully pull upwards, detaching the battery, but on the one side it is not possible to do it. On the other side, the battery is slowly coming off.
Gotta flip it and grip it and go and get an x-ray. What's wrong with me? I just feel weight pushing on my chest and it squeezes till I suffocate. Better change my mindset, meditate. Pretty cool that I'm alive and have better days. I could walk, see, feel, I should celebrate. Think I could change my mind, maybe elevate. Living life, every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Yeah, all I need are some better days. Cause all I want, and I pray, I believe in the better days. Kinda stuck between a rock and a a hard place? Do I work hard or live at my pace? You're only young once, yeah, that's all great, but I also want a future where I'm okay.
And now we can see why the battery didn't want to come off on one side. The side of one of the tabs was not glued to the battery, but to the display frame. And so we remove the battery. This is the end of our disassembly. Thank you for watching and see you around or in the next video.
Not okay, all I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Yeah, all I need are some better days, 'cause all I want.
Okay guys, now we're done. Thank you for watching. If you like what we do, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, read our articles on our website. Take care of yourself and until next video.
All I need are some better days, 'cause all I want, and I pray, I believe in the better days.